Good afternoon. Hello, everyone, friends, family, and fellow classmates. My name is Jamaica Dancer, and today I will be doing my informational speech over Loving versus Virginia. So, I titled this speech Laws on Love, and I'm using a PowerPoint, you guys. Loving in Virginia was a Supreme Court case that was struck down state laws banning interracial marriage in the United States. The plaintiffs in this case was Richard and Mildred Loving, a white man and a black woman whose marriage was deemed illegal according to Virginia's state law. Up next in the speech, I have the biography of Mildred and Richard. Okay, according to biography.com, Richard Perry Loving was born October 29th in 1933 in Point, Virginia. It was a part of the Carolina country, in stark contrast to the segregation found in southern communities. It was basically like a mixture of a white town and a black town, and they kind of was just coincided with each other. Mildred, her middle name was Dolores Jeter. She was born on July 22nd in 1939 in Central Point, Virginia. She was an African American European and Native African American descent. It basically says she was part of like Cherokee tribes. Mildred's family was deep rooted in the area in Central Point where black and white people mix freely, and the interracial tension was they coincided, so it wasn't like so much of a tension with them, but it was around the time of the Jim Crow laws. Okay, so I titled my next slide "Love Is in the Air." Mildred, she attended like an all black school, and so did Richard, but they ended up meeting like when Richard would go down to her house and they would visit. They ended up dating secretly, and around the age of 18, Mildred got pregnant and the couple decided to get married. At that period of time, Richard was way older than her by a couple years, so it was kind of normal around that time. It says, however, Virginia's racial interaction law in 1924 forbid interracial marriage. It buried the it barred the Lovings marriage, so they couldn't get married in their hometown. So the Lovings decided to drive all the way to Washington D.C. just to tie the knot and return back to Virginia, which was illegal at that period of time. It was illegal to get married in another state and come back to where you previously lived. They basically didn't honor the marriage. So I caught this next era in my speech Trouble in Paradise, because you guys, when they decided to go get married, it was not a good idea for them to come back and live in the county that they it wasn't presentable at. So Richard and Mildred, they got married, and then a couple weeks early in July, a sheriff and two deputies came to the Loving's house after getting an anonymous tip that they were coinciding, sleeping together interracially, which was against the law. After the sheriff and the deputies came, they basically went in the house. They questioned them, they wondered why they were sleeping in the same bed, what were they doing, and the wife just said she was his wife, and they ended up taking her to jail and him to jail, and she was pregnant at that point in time. Um, so after they were released, they had to basically go out of town and not leave. After staying with a sister of hers, she kind of got fed up and tired, and she decided to write into the Attorney General, which was Robert Kennedy at that time. Robert Kennedy ended up picking up the case and decided that it was enough to take it to the Supreme Court Justice. So when they took it to the Supreme Court Justice,